Hi, my name is Lexi Jong and welcome to my channel. Today we are going over my July purchases. For those of you who are new here, each month I like to go over what new products I purchased in July and actually put a video up and what my favorites are from that. So would I repurchase it, or if I had to do it over again, would I skip that product? And then I also like to go over my current favorites, whether they're from this month or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with the Sisley pressed powder. I purchased the shade Rosy and I love this powder. Definitely glad that I have it. I have been wearing it every day. I'm really enjoying it. It gives just a really nice finish. It is mattifying, but it's not a flat matte. There is a little luminosity to it. And during the summer heat with any sweat and so forth, it holds up so well. I'm really enjoying it. And the shade Rosy here it's not really super pink. It's light. It's got like a pinkish tint, but it's still got more of that beigey undertone to it. And I think it looks pretty natural on my skin tone. So this I would definitely repurchase. The Kjaer Weis Cream Blush in Blossoming. I have really been enjoying this blush also. I really like this one and it's kind of a peachy shade. I've been using this a lot and I like to apply it most often with a brush, and it just gives this really nice, kind of like a natural peachy flush to my cheeks, and it stays on all day. It's not tacky at all. I love this particular formula. And of course, this packaging I think is really pretty, and I personally like how it slides open like this. Along with the Kjaer Weis blush, I purchased one of the Nude Naturally lipsticks in the shade Gracious. And the lipstick itself is on the thicker side, and I think I'm gonna like it more during the winter than I do during the summer. During the summer, I really prefer more sheer types, more balmy types of lip products and glosses and so forth. And this is very creamy. It's also very thick. I like it though. I like the formula. I'm not gonna wear it that much during the summer. This particular shade in Gracious, it's not a good shade for me. I don't like the shade on me. It's like a milky peachy pink, and it's just a little bit too opaque, a little too milky for me. I feel like it just washes me out. So the shade I would not repurchase, but I would repurchase the actual formula in a different shade. Moving on to some Chantecaille products. This is the Just Skin in Alabaster. This was a repurchase for me, so I would repurchase this again. It's a tinted moisturizer that I really like to wear a lot, especially during the summer. From Chantecaille, I also purchased 3 more of the Mermaid eye shades, and I've been loving these. I've been wearing these nonstop, and Hematite, this purpley shade, when you swatch it, it actually looks more brown when you swatch it. You can see it's like brown with a little bit of purple in it, but on the eye it looks a lot more purple. And honestly, I've been wearing this constantly. I purchased Seashell and then one of the eye mats in Olivia, and I love all of them. I've been wearing them nonstop. The formula for me holds up really well without creasing. It goes on nicely. It's a cream formula, but it's a drier cream than a lot of other brands. So I think that kind of helps with the longevity on my lids. It doesn't get creasy or greasy looking, and it really it stays put where you want it. Another item I purchased from Sisley is the Camouflage Stylo in shade 1, and this comes with a brush style applicator. I'm not huge on the applicator. Any of these types of click products or twist products, I just feel like I can't really control how much comes out, and sometimes it's a little bit, I get too much or not quite enough and so forth. So I'm not thrilled with the application process, but I really like the actual product. I have it on today, and what I like about this compared to the Sisley is actually the tone of this. The Sisley is a lot more of a peachy shade. It's a little bit darker. This is lighter and a little bit more neutral looking, and I think the shade is better for me. And another thing from Chantecaille is the bronzer in Goa. This is a real bronze, and you can see that it's this cocoa shade, and I really like this bronzer. It's a little bit deep, but this formula, it's like a gel to powder formula. And I feel like because of how it's kind of like that hybrid formula, it clings to the brush bristles very easily, but it's like a soft deposit. So it's not too easy to go overboard. I can definitely go overboard, and I have, but it's a little bit harder to go overboard than it is with a bronzer this dark in a different formula. And another item from Chantecaille that I don't have sitting here with me is one of the lip veils in Baobab, and beautiful. I love it. I love Chantecaille lip products. All of these items from Chantecaille are things that I would repurchase, so I definitely recommend these items. Moving on, we have the Koh Gen Do Aqua Foundation, and I have shade 002, and I am loving this foundation. I thought it would be a nice foundation, but I really didn't expect to like it this much. I'm loving it. I've been wearing it this every day, or the Westman Atelier Stick Foundation. These are my two favorites right now. And I love how natural this looks. I have it on my skin today, and I love it. It's like perfect. It makes your skin just look so flawless, but it doesn't look like you have makeup on, and that's my favorite. So I'm really, really happy with this foundation. And honestly, it's an expensive foundation, but this is a gigantic bottle. This is gonna last me forever because I don't even use a full pump for my face. And you know, it's liquidy. So let me show you here. You know, you can see that it's gonna be like kind of a thinner consistency. It's really easy to spread out. If you look at it closely, you can see how liquidy that is. And it does oxidize a little bit. So just something to take note of. Not a ton, but there is oxidation. Two other items I purchased from Koh Gen Do was one of the new lipsticks, and this is shade PK02. And the color, you know, I think is a nice color, but on my lips, this goes on very patchy. It has like no staying time, and I don't like it. This I would definitely not repurchase. And the lip gloss is okay. This is shade BE01, and the lip gloss is fine. I haven't had any issues with the formula or anything. The color's okay. It's not the best color for me, but the lip gloss is fine. I wouldn't repurchase it though, because it's just okay. The Sigma brush drying towers, I don't have them sitting here with me right now because obviously I'm drying brushes, but I would definitely repurchase those. They have really cut the brush drying time down for me, and I really prefer being able to hang my brushes to dry versus laying them on the edge of the sink. Pat McGrath Decadence eyeshadow palette. This was something I almost didn't buy. I've wavered on it every time it's come back in stock, but I'm very glad that I purchased it. I would repurchase this again. It's very nice. I really like this palette. I had a big haul video where I hauled some brushes and Chantecaille stuff, some Sisley stuff, and so forth. I haven't done dedicated videos on all of those things yet, so I'm not going to go through all of those. But just know that so far I do really like those brushes, and I know a lot of you are eager for a brush video, and I should have that out hopefully next week. I just wanted to give it a little bit more time to play with them. Another thing I purchased this month was the Clean Beauty set from the Sephora Favorites. And I really liked buying this set. I would repurchase this set again because I think it's a great way to try all of these things. Items that I would repurchase in full sizes. I really like this Aether Beauty eyeshadow, and I'm definitely interested in trying more products from them. The eyeshadow I have worn quite a bit. I really like pairing this eyeshadow. It's like this rose quartz pink shade, and I like pairing it with the Supergoop shimmer shade that I have. It's the lightest one. It's like a pale gold, and I've been wearing that combination quite a bit. I really, really like this eyeshadow. The Ilia Color Haze, you know, I don't like the smell of it, so I would not repurchase. The Costa Sport lip balm I've been wearing, but I'm not sure how much I like that. So that'll be in a product update video once I formulate an opinion on it. It was one of the things I was most excited to try in this, but I'm not sure. I'm on the fence still. The Tarte C Surfer Curl Mascara, I don't like it. It doesn't work well for me. It's very like clumpy and flakes. So I don't know if I just have maybe a bad one, because I've heard pretty good things about this mascara, but on me, I don't like it. I would not repurchase that mascara. The Lila B Lip Oil, I really like the formula. I do not like the color that I got, but honestly, they have a very limited color selection. So I would buy more, but I'm just not drawn to any of the shades that they currently have out. So I don't know. The RMS Beauty, here it's this is the Living Glow Face and Body Powder. And this is this is technically a travel size, but it's a huge container for highlight. I personally don't wear body powders, so this will last me a long time. And for me, on my face as a highlight, it's a little bit too deep, but it does work very nicely on the eyes. And taking just some sort of like light fluffy brush like this Surratt smoky eye brush and just dusting a little bit on afterwards, you get this like nice light gold filter. I think that's a really nice use for it. Would I repurchase it again though? No, because I don't need this much. However, I would purchase this product in a different shade in the future, although I don't think they currently have other shades for this. This is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Face and Eye Palette in Intensity 3, Moss Agate. And this contour and highlight shade, they are too deep for me to use on my face. I can technically do it if I'm super light-handed, but it's not worth the trouble. I really do like using them as eyeshadow, particularly this contour shade. I use this for eyeshadow constantly. But I love this eye quartet, and I'm very happy that I have this palette. I can't wait to receive my Moonlit Violet. Next up, we have two products from Gucci. This was technically June, but I didn't review it in my June repurchase review just because I had just gotten it, so it was kind of too new. So let's take a look at the powder first. I purchased shade 00, which is a translucent powder, and I really like this powder a lot. I'm gonna put it up here right above the Sisley. You can't really see the Sisley one because it blends in so well. This one is definitely gonna be a little bit whiter, and they're both pretty, they both have kind of a mattifying effect with some luminosity, which is very nice. I like the finish of both of these. But the one drawback to this powder is the fragrance for me. I'd rather not have that fragrance. If I had to pick between this and the Sisley, I would pick the Sisley. But I love this Compacte. I love how it opens. And as one of my viewers mentioned, if you pull this lid back, this pops up. And you do have a puff in here. I prefer to use a brush for this. So I am still using it, still like it. I would repurchase this one. I also have the Gucci bronzer in shade Fair, and I have been wearing this a lot. This is currently on my face right now. So this is shade 1, and I really like this. It's actually a smoother formula than the face powder. Face powder is just a little bit drier than this is, and you can see compared to the Goa up here that this is going to be a little bit lighter and a little bit pinkier, and I love it. Again, this one has fragrance. I'd rather not have the fragrance, but I do really love the color on my skin and the effect that it gives me, so I would repurchase it. Westman Atelier. I purchased a ton of Westman Atelier stuff, and I have a huge review on that, so I'm not going to go through every item in there. However, let me just say that this foundation stick is a favorite. I have shade N, which is one of the newer shades, and this and the Koh Gen Do Aqua, those are the two that I'm reaching for all the time. This color is a fantastic color match for me, and I really love it. So I don't need to use much. I basically do like kind of like a C or a half circle on each cheek and just kind of smudge it out with a brush, and maybe a dot or so here and there, and it spreads and blends beautifully. It stays all day without any of that like greasiness coming through, or without any like foundation cracking or anything. It looks great. So those are the two that I've been reaching for the most. That's definitely a favorite. Other favorites are the Baby Cheeks blush sticks. I love those. I have Chouchette, Petal, and Pop It. I would definitely purchase all three of those again, and I would like to add some more colors to that. The Biscuit contour stick, also really love that. I personally like to put it on underneath the foundation so I can apply it a little bit more thickly, and I just think it looks really natural putting the foundation on top of it. Just everything blends in so seamlessly. The Lit Up Highlight Stick, I would not repurchase. The lip palette, I like it, but I probably would not repurchase it just because those aren't colors that I reach for often enough to justify that price. The Westman iPods, I covered those in the last month, but I would repurchase them in a different shade range. However, I would not repurchase the Le Jour and Le Nuit sets that are currently out. Couple more things that are basically from the end of June. We have the new Sisley Lafito glosses, and I believe I did cover this in the June repurchase review, but they are still a favorite. I think this is my favorite gloss formula, and I definitely love these and would repurchase. And then the other item from the end of June is the La Mer Radiant Skin Tint. And I have been still playing around with this. This is shade Fair 02. And I like the way it looks on my skin. It has a nice radiance. It's really great for the summer. The color is good, but I'm not really a fan of the scent. So I personally would not repurchase this. I think it's similar enough to the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude foundation that, there's no justification for the price point for me. I would repurchase the Armani and skip the La Mer. That sums up everything from my July purchases. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some things I've been reaching for all month. To go over this, let's start with how I would typically put on my makeup. Sunscreen, I have been using the Biossance sunscreen, and it does make my skin a little bit, dewy, a little tackiness to it, but it's pretty nice. It really sinks in to a point, and then that tackiness, I just kind of get rid of that with my Surratt Perfectioniste primer, and I'm still using this pretty much every day. I really love this. I ordered another tube of it with the Surratt sale at Bloomingdale's. So I think the Surratt sale is still going on. Maybe today might be the last day or something. Take a look. But the products have been going in and out of stock for the last few days. So I would definitely recommend taking a look if there are some Surratt products you're interested in. Some of the brushes have been half off as well. Then for base products, I'm reaching for, as I mentioned, the Westman Foundation Stick in N or the Koh Gen Do Aqua in 002. I have been occasionally playing with some of the other ones like the Armani or the La Mer skin tints, but these are the two that I love, and those are definitely going to be my favorites. For the under eye area, I've been mostly using this Le Camouflage Stylo or the very end of my Sisley Stylo Lumiere in shade 1. This is just about out, so I have maybe just a couple more uses of it. And I really love this type of product, particularly during the summer, because it adds a little brightness to the under eye, helps disguise some of those circles, but it's not heavy at all. For under eye powder, what I've been reaching for the most is still the Pat McGrath under eye powder in shade Light. This is just my favorite under eye powder at the moment. I like to use my finger and tap it on. Sometimes I'm too lazy to take out a separate powder, and I have been using a range of powders under my eye, but that one is still my favorite. For setting powders, I've been using a combination of For setting powders, I've been using all three of these. This is the Gucci in 00. We have the Sisley loose powder in 3 Rose Orient and the pressed in 1 Rosy. And I really like all of these. For blushes, I have still been reaching a lot for these Chantecaille compacts. I have a coral on today. And one thing I would like to note about that is, you know, it is a little bit firmer in the pan, and I have found that goat hair brushes work a little bit better at picking it up than squirrel hair. So just a note, if you want a lighter application, go with the squirrel hair. But if you're trying to get a little bit more pigment, I would use goat. And I'm really loving the blush shades in both of these compacts, but I'm not really using the highlighters too much. When I do pick one of these highlights, I'm using the one in the Rose palette because it's a little bit lighter. For blushes though, for the most part, I've been using a lot of cream products. So obviously I was testing the Kjaer Weis and Blossoming. I've been wearing that still, even though I've finished that review, I've been using that one a lot. I've also gone back to my Chantecaille Cheek Gelée in Vibrant. This one I've been using a lot. And the Westman Atelier stick blushes I have been using frequently. I've also been reaching for the Ritual Defeat color Nectar Bomb in Glasswing. So this is one that I have been using quite a bit, and I like to put this on with a brush. And just when I want like a bright pop of color, this is I have another shade, but this is the one I've been reaching for the most. For highlights, no surprise, it's the Guerlain Meteorites Pearl Dust palette. This is still my favorite. I'm still using this almost every day. Sometimes though, I have been preferring to use a cream blush, and for that, I've been really using this Ritual Defeat Rare Light Cream Luminizer in Ice Bow. It's just a really beautiful, subtle luminosity here. Let me actually put that on my hand instead. Maybe that'll show up a little better. You can see it's just beautiful. So I've been using this a lot, and the other one that I've been using a lot is the Surratt Highlight Stick in Diamante. And you can see this is just a little bit warmer. The formula, it's fantastic. Oh, and if the Surratt sale is still going on, those were half off. So I would definitely recommend them. I have Diamante and Rose Diamante, and I love both of those shades. For bronzers, I've been using the Chantecaille Goa or the Gucci in shade Fair. It really depends what kind of look I'm going for. The Goa I can use a little bit more as a contour shade. And when I don't feel like using bronzer, but I want a little contour, I've been using the Westman Atelier Stick and Biscuit. Love all three of those. And for finishing powders, I haven't been wearing finishing powder every day, but when I have been putting it on, I've been using the Guerlain Meteorites in Light or the new Sisley pressed powder. So it kind of depends what look I'm going for. This is going to be a little bit more glowy, and this is going to be a little bit more matte. So I've been using one or the other. But again, some days I've been just using like all cream products. I've been really into those, and just no powders. Eyebrows, nothing's changed there. Nothing's really totally standing out as a perfect product, so we'll just skip over that. Mascara, I'm finishing up my mini size of the Fenty, and I really do like the formula. I'm still not super thrilled with the brush, but I do have new mascara to try that will be coming soon. And for lips, I've really been relying a lot on more light, easy colors. One of the things that I'm reaching for all the time are these Sisley Phyto lip twists. I did just buy 2 new ones. I'll be putting those in a video soon. But this shade here, number 1, Nude, I've been using this one constantly. You can see it's very light, very natural looking. And I've actually been mixing this with the other 2 that I purchased as well. Really, really love this. I love the formula. You can see that it is a little bit glittery. It's very nice. Just a very subtle touch of sparkle. Obviously, I've been wearing a lot of these new Sisley glosses. I wear them almost every day. Also been reaching a lot for the 2 new cocoa glosses that I bought like a month or 2 ago, and been wearing those quite frequently. And what I have on my lips today, and another thing I've been reaching for a lot, is the Poppy Lip Shine from Hermes. And when this comes back in stock, you know, I definitely would recommend picking it up. You can see I've already used quite a bit of it. You can see down in there how low it has gotten. So when this comes out, when I'm done with it, I will definitely be purchasing a refill of this. And lip products in general are like my favorite thing. So I usually wear 3 or 4 different lip products during the day. And I've been reaching a lot for the Rouge Cocoa Flashes. This one here is shade Easy. I've been using Easy a lot and Boy a lot. Those are the 2 I've been using the most. I've also been using this gloss here. This is the Givenchy La Rose Perfecto Liquid Balm in shade 17, which I think is called Nude Chill. And I really like this. It does have peppermint, which isn't something that I always like, but I've actually been really enjoying it anyway. So this one, it's just a really nice nude shade. Show you the swatch. So I've been using that a lot. And then I've been wearing various Chantecaille lip veils and lip cheeks. So for lip cheeks, I'm still reaching a lot for the honeysuckle and the lupine, and I've been wearing just a wide variety of different ones that I have, but those are all things I'm reaching for a lot, as well as some of the new Guerlain lip shines, or sheer lip shines, whatever they're called, that I purchased like a month ago. So those are basically the things I have been wearing frequently. I hope this video was helpful, and if you like this video, please remember to hit the thumbs up sign, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. We are getting close to 1,000 and I can't wait to hit that. We will be doing a giveaway, and honestly, the thing that I'm super excited for is to be able to get that community tab and be able to share notifications with everybody instead of just the people who follow me on Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, if you haven't followed me already on there, please do so. I am at Alexis Jong. There is a link down below in the description box, but we will be using Instagram for the giveaway process as well. So I would definitely recommend, following me on there so that you can participate. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in the comment box, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and stay safe and healthy.